Welcome everybody to Game Dev Tycoon, as it says, of course, on the tutorial thing. So yeah, this is Game Dev Tycoon. It's an indie game on Steam where you play as a game dev from the early years of gaming to the like the 5th generation. So stuff that we haven't even gotten to yet, really. To like what's it? 8th or 9th generation, I can't remember what. I'm not good at continuity. Alright, so our company name, we're probably just going to parody some company name. That's usually what I end up doing all the time. How about let's just go with Radio Softworks. And our player name will be completely made up, of course, and be Ron Hutchison. That's a good name. Give him red hair. Actually, yeah, just give him red hair. Never mind. Let's do that. Here we go. Okay. No, we don't want to use hints. We want to learn everything new and be creative. I think I am playing with some mods. So, alright. So here's the basic thing of the game. You create games. You have to pick the topic. And good thing we got some good topics. And you have to pick the genre. The rating of how the game does and how it sells is totally dependent on how well you align these first two. So say for instance, I'm trying to think of a good example here. A military adventure game isn't going to be as good a combination as military and action or military and strategy. So you really have to choose. Think of like conventional gaming tropes and whatnot. And because we don't have that much money, we're going to go with the PC because it's cheaper. And we're just going to call this first game Mystery on Gorilla Island. Gorilla Isle. Make it 2D graphics. Sure, it'll be more costly, but it will do better. Alright, and then here's the development stage, and you have to choose how much time you allocate towards each specific thing. So, with adventure games, you're not going to be working much on the engine. You're going to be working more on stories and quests, and gameplay is going to be somewhere right in the middle. Now with action games, it's vice versa, so you're going to be working on the engine, then gameplay second, then story and quests last. And as you go on, you get more and more like little add-ons to this, like open-ended story, multiple branching paths, and every time you go through development stage, you produce these little bubbles that go up into either design or technology. And if you have more of them, the better your game does. Dialogues. Artificial intelligence is going to be low. Level design. So the more you have of design means the game is very creative. The more you have technology means it's very innovative. And both are good. You know, one is good, both are great. Getting both up really high is really great. World design, I can't remember what the best. I think it's world design goes up and graphics is down. And then sound. This may bite me in the ass later, I'm not sure. Also, you may notice the little bugs feature. That will happen if you, just keep it'll be fixed, patched towards the end, and you have to wait after you finish it. And then we wait until everything's done. We click finish. And then it'll give us this overview of how much XP we've gained. I'm just going to change that to of. And make this there we go. Mystery of Gorilla Isle. Hopefully LucasArts won't sue me. Now I released the game, we wait a couple of weeks for the ratings to come in. Now the rating system is based on an algorithm, and it looks like this is basically very characteristic of your first game, is you get, 4s and 5s, sometimes 6s. Rarely, I have gotten 8s and 9s somehow on my first game, and that really does help you a lot in the early game. Really, the whole purpose of the first part of the game is to just get money and to expand your business. And as you sell your product, you get fans. And more fans means you'll have a bigger dedicated base for buying things. Now, we come to the other part, research. When you research, you can research new topics to do. And I'm probably going to do an airplane, so we can do an airplane simulator, because that usually is a really good idea to do early on anyway. And it's also a good idea to pull out whenever you're in the middle of the game and you haven't really made anything innovative or new recently. So we're going to do airplane, simulation, and then platform. And PC. We're going to name it... let's go with Aerospace Simulator. Aerospace Simulator. Yeah, that's good. 2D graphics. This would be a very shitty game, I imagine. So with this, with simulation, you're going to really put all you can really into the engine. Gameplay engine, mainly engine. And this is the entire game, basically. Now, you don't stay in this area. You really start branching out and you get employees, and that helps with creating bigger and better games. And then they introduce the equivalent to E3. It's a really good idea at the beginning of the game to, I can't remember what I'm supposed to do for world design. I think it's important. Yeah, that seems about right. Now we gotta wait for the bugs to finish patching off. Alright. Finish. New record. Yay! So yeah, as these go up and you gain new levels, it unlocks newer things for you to research, like sequels, which involves another mechanic that comes in called hype, which comes into play later. Let's see what the reviews are. And we got a 7. Yes, that's very good. Let's hope we get 7s across the board. Nah, we didn't. Got an 8. That's excellent. Very good. And then after you finished a game, you can review a game report to see what you did right and what you did wrong. And it really only gives a cursory glance. It doesn't reveal everything that you should have done, but it gives a pretty good idea. So yeah, airplane and simulation is a good combination, great combination. Level design is very, very quite important, and then the genre match with PC and simulation is great. So if we're gonna make any city simulating games later, that's the way we want to go. We want to do it on PC. And we're rolling in the dough. And then you start to get consoles coming into the play. Alright, we're going to research. New topic. We have some good topics. I want to get detective. Maybe. Let's just research detective. Actually, no. Let's just go with history and do strategy. call it Knights and Kings. And then strategy games, I'm trying to remember. Engine, I think, is not as important, and gameplay is really up there. Now you can always trash a game, really, whenever you want towards the end of like the development cycle. Wait for the bugs to be patched. Let's see, we leveled up in gameplay. It's usually the first thing you level up in, if I'm not mistaken. Let's look at the reviews. Oh my god. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We got a 9. And an 8. This is very good. Very good. Ooh, please be... Oh, yay. Please be a 10. Please be a 10. Come on. Give me that 10. Oh, yes. You really start... Basically what you do is you make games in the first bit until you get to your hit, which is one that just sells like hotcakes. And usually, it's whenever you create, like... there's a virtual pet like topic you can get, and if you run that with simulation, and then later you get a bit, and I think in a little bit you get access to level design seems very important. Okay, you get access for a very like a what's it? I'm trying to think. You get access to marketing towards a certain audience group. So like young, everyone, or mature. So some games like History are going to do better with mature than they are going to do with young, and so you'll get better, better ratings and better like market share, or whatever. All right, we're going to research custom game engine. I've been recording actually. 13 minutes. Nice. Alright, now we get to make custom game engines. And also now it gives us the ability to create tutorials. So we're going to create a custom game engine. What that does is it allows us to add these little, like, asides that make the game better. What we're going to call it, our new engine, is Basilisk, actually is. And we're going to add 2D graphics, linear story, and a save game, and that's going to take out most, if not all, of our budget. Just wait until the engine finishes completion, which is now. So now we can use it in future games. So we're going to create a new game, pick the topic, and we're going to do... Actually, since we have enough, we're going to research a new topic. And that's going to be detective. Since we haven't done an adventure game in a while, we're going to make a new adventure game. genre, adventure, topic, detective, platform. It's going to be on the PC, Basilisk Engine, and it's going to be, what are we going to call it? Ooh, how about, I'm trying to think here, God. There's actually an achievement in this game for sitting for literally 5 minutes thinking, like for waiting 5 minutes on the game concept window to come up with a name. And I think it's called like writer's block or something. So we're gonna call it City of Dreams. It's gonna be like a really open, cool, one of those 80 things. 80s, like, style of noir, almost. Save game, linear story, gameplay. Dialogue's very important. Wait until it's finished. Got any more sprites? No. Alright. Finish the game, and we're going to change the name to City of Angels because that's LA. Alright. Release game. Mono sound. Ooh, excellent. Yep. Now you can make games for the entertainment system, which and ooh, please. Okay, good. You got a 7. That's good. Really, that first score kind of precipitates the rest of the game. Yep. All right. Good. Good. I'm kind of sad they haven't really updated this game very much, and it's recently anyway. And what's unfortunate is that there isn't a delete save option, so you're forced to like have all these saves that you don't even want there, and it's really just kind of frustrating. And there's so much more potential this game could have. Like honestly, ooh, dungeon. Ooh, probably gonna get research game tutorials. And then make a dungeon game next, and that should be pretty good. Dungeon RPGs are like the greatest, to be honest, in this game anyway. I don't know if you've heard of a game called Daggerfall, but they aren't exactly very fun per se. Dungeon. So I think we're going to stop after we get this game pushed out. So we're going to create a new game. Dungeon RPG. I can't remember if RPGs do well on the TES or not. They do well on the PC, I know that. But I really don't want to get on the PC just yet. I think they do well. I'm not entirely certain. I think it's more action or adventure style games that do well there, so we're not going to risk it. So, alright, we're going to call this one Maxima. Maxima, I'm trying to think. Lost World. Oh, didn't have a game engine. going to change the title to just Maxima and just leave it at that. Start development. I'll think of a blurby sort of title later. I think this actually does, yeah. Yeah, there's some, some genres have overlap as to how, like, you're supposed to allocate your time. So, adventures and RPGs are very similar in that respect. Yeah, new research target audience. Dialogues. Alright, sound is going to be low on this. Finish. We're gonna call it Maxima Lost World. Yeah, we're just gonna do Lost World instead. I don't even care at this point. Release. Ooh, please be, come on, man. Get to that 10. Ooh, yeah! Our second hit. That's great. If they give a 10, we can get over into like 9. Ah, damn it. Well, at least we got a 9. That's a good sign. Usually your first hit will be one that they just give you all 10s for, and it feels almost entirely random. So, well, with the news that Vena has released their console, that's where we're going to stop today, everybody. So long. Have a good one. Peace out.